And welcome back to our community. Susie Thomas here with you, and joining us, Michelle Beyer, who you probably know from here on The Light 95.9 from Addiction, Voices of Hope. And we've just heard Michelle's dramatic story, her own struggle with addiction, and finding a very real God who loved her, who cared about her, and who was ready to show her he's got a really different life completely in store.
Yes.
And Michelle, first of all, so grateful to you for your willingness to be so transparent and so open, because others who might want to just keep that as a secret would not have the same impact on the many, many people you continue to impact. Tell us a little bit about how now you've recovered. Your family is seeing a change in you. You are recovering.
Yes.
Making changes every day in lifestyle. And so now you're suddenly here on the air sharing this story and talking to others. Tell us a little bit about, connect those dots for us.
This is actually an amazing story. I started out in life as a chef and a pastry chef. And I still actually do some of it. I really do love it still. So the man that I just left, that I've been with for 8 years, has been in radio for over 35 years. And he got a job down in Marion managing 3 radio stations. I went down there and this never happens in radio, where you just walk right in not knowing anything to a morning show. I mean, that's the most coveted position ever. Everybody strives to get there, and I got it for nothing.
And that happened.
Yeah, it was.
Wow.
And that's what I learned everything I know from him. And while down there, he said I could do a program on his sister station. And I said, well, I don't want to do an afternoon drive. I already do the morning. That's boring. It's not going to do anything. And Marion considers themselves to be the heroin capital of America.
Wow.
So with all the depression and all this stuff going on down there, I hooked up with Jody Demo Hodgins. That's the Adam H. board down there. And I told her what I wanted to do. So that's where Addiction, Voices of Hope was born. And then I left the station and I came up here, and so did this man. He worked for another station. So we went and we worked for a year. He designed my website and got it all going, and I did all the footwork. My ex-husband used to say I was the busiest non-employed woman he has ever seen in his life. So I found this station. Tom loved the idea, and it's history. It's history. But I don't get paid to do this. I know most people think you're on radio and you're getting big bucks. Well, that's not true, no matter who you are, unless you're Howard Stern. I know someone that was a co-host that was making $9 an hour.
Wow.
So
but you do this out of
I do this because
passion.
this is what God
and
had in
ministry.
store for me. That's why, in my opinion, I was 37 when I started this alcohol. And I believe I had to go through that to get to where I am today. So no, I have some regrets, but then I understand why I have to do this. And the countless letters and emails and everything that I get keeps me going. Because again, I don't have any income, and everything I'm doing, I do because I have to. That's what I have to do. I do have a website that has a million resources on it, but around here, the rehabs are very limited. We have Quest Recovery and Prevention Services, and who sponsors my show, and I send everybody there because they have a ton of different services.
Yes.
Just a ton. They just opened it's called Recore, and if you're a heroin addict, you go there to detox, and then they put you into one of their facilities from there, and it's hard to get on. You're always on a waiting list. So with other people, I've developed another program, and we're working with Quest, and we're going to help a lot more people. But I do sometimes call up Keith O'Hoddle, and I say, I have a problem. I need somebody in rehab now, today. And he's done that for me. And
what you are getting to see firsthand, what the problem that we hear about in this area.
All areas, actually.
First of all, tell everyone where they can hear you. What times, what days your program is on here on 95.9 The Light.
It is on Wednesdays and Thursdays at 1:30. And you could also go to my website. I have every show. And eventually, if I get a sponsor, we've got a very cool app coming out. So your
Oh,
meetings
that's great.
are at your fingertips, because a lot of us can't make it to a meeting. We need something in the middle of the night and there's no meeting, and boom, it's at your fingertips. Get your meeting.
What are you learning as you talk to people who are also struggling with addiction, as you're talking to more and more people in this community? What are you finding out as far as how is this happening? How is our community, or is it everywhere, that these addictions have gone to such incredible proportions? More
It
than
is incredible.
Or do we just know more?
No. Did you know that heroin is now the leading accidental death in America?
No.
The leading. That is horrendous.
More than heart disease?
Yes. Anything else. It's the leading
Oh, my.
cause of accidental death.
Wow.
That is awful. And the start of, everybody's story with the way they started is different. Some started off of marijuana. Some started because they got an injury and they received opiates from their doctor. And doctors are still today, still a little bit unknowledgeable. More so dentists, I'm finding out. You have a pulled tooth and they're giving you 24 Vicodin. That's what they gave my daughter at 17 years old. Well, I took the bottle from her. I'm like, no, you do what we do. We take Tylenol or whatever. So the doctors they hand out those drugs. In the hospital, they now have 5 vital signs that they take from you. The last one asking you on a scale of 1 to 10 what your pain is.
Right.
And the reason that they ask that is because if you leave that hospital and they didn't give you the drugs that you needed because you had pain, when that survey comes to your house, the people that usually fill it out are the people that didn't get the medication they were looking for. And then the insurance company will pull away from that hospital and they'll lose funding. That is why they do that.
Oh, my.
So it is a huge money-making thing. And when you can't get the opiates anymore, you go to heroin because it's cheap. It's available pretty much on every single street corner. Your community is not immune to it. No community is immune to it. Everyone thought Jackson was. I had a hard time bringing my school program into Jackson. And they thought, well, we don't have a problem. Well, yeah, you do. My daughter just told me about what she's doing, She was doing marijuana, and thank God she's free of everything at this point.
That's wonderful.
But it's everywhere. It's in our backyards, and it's mainly because of the opiates.
We trust our primary care physicians.
Yes, we do.
To be doing well by us. And I would say most of them, they certainly mean well. And they certainly, do no harm. That's their pledge, to do no harm. But they're the boss.
Yeah.
You get
they're not the boss.
You get that bottle and it says, make sure you take all of these and don't stop until they're done. But then how does a person, if you have been told to take that many Vicodin, how does a person get off of that then?
You talk to your doctor. Is it really necessary for a pulled tooth? I had a guest who had surgery on his jaw, replacing knees, and he didn't use anything because he was afraid of going back into his addiction. Talk to your doctor. They're not God. You are in charge of your own body. And you can say, hey, do I really need this? Isn't there something else that you can give me? And there is. There's an extra Tylenol, that you can't get over the counter. There is a regimen of, Motrin Tylenol every couple of hours that can do that. And a lot of people that have no addiction in their life, they don't have that disease, get addicted to the opiates. And when you come off of the opiates, you're sick. You're throwing up. It's like you have a really bad stomach virus times 100. And that's what it's like to detox from opiates, heroin. It is really, really bad. Of course, people think they're going to die, but the only time you can die from detoxing is alcohol, believe it or not.
Wow.
If you are that bad, you constantly drink.
Somebody might have a loved one, someone might be struggling themselves, or they know someone and they care deeply and they want to be able to direct them to the right places. You mentioned Quest Recovery Services as a great resource. I know they were helpful to you. What else is there in our community, in our area, to be able to direct people to? If they've got a child or if they know someone older, sometimes elderly people become addicted to prescription medication. Do they all go to the same place, or are there different places who might specialize in different age groups? Where can people go for help?
Well, everyone could go to Quest. They do have 1,000,001 programs. There's Glen Bay that's in this area. most of their facilities long term are outside of Starr County. But Quest has every single service you can possibly need for every single age group. They do youth. They have facilities for everything. They have made sure that they have everything to help everyone. And they've moved into Carrollton County. They're really expanding. And I'm proud to be a part of them because I believe in what they do. And you can also get a hold of me because I will, I have peer-to-peer. I'm certified in mental health and addiction. And what that is I will help you every step of the way. If you need me to give you a ride to the grocery store when you come out, if you need me to write a resume with you, get you clothes, no matter what it is my job to help you and walk you through 12-step program, whatever it takes. And it's individualized. It's not all the same for everybody.
Yeah, let's not gloss over that. This is called peer-to-peer counseling.
Peer-to-peer support.
Peer-to-peer support.
And it's my specialized, you don't always have to have both. I get both, which is AOD and mental health. And the reason that I get both is because I'm also in recovery for my mental health. I'm bipolar, and I didn't know that. I had no idea. And that's a lot. That goes with addiction. About 95% of people that have the addiction disease have a mental health disease as well. It goes hand in hand.
Doesn't that explain a lot then?
Yes, it does. So I will work, and I'll work with the agencies. If there's something that I need, Coleman is one of my favorites. Of course, I'm biased because I go there. But there is so many. I will help you get to the right place, and I will walk you through it because it's really scary. It is so scary, but I will hold your hand. I will do whatever I have to do. Unfortunately, I have to charge for that, because that's my living. That's where I will make a living. But I'm also waiting for a grant so I could work through the courts and I could help the people that don't have the money because we're not billable through insurance yet. It's coming.
How do people contact you, Michelle, for peer-to-peer support services?
They could go to my website, which is addictionvoicesofhope.com. They can email me there, look at the shows and look at everything else that's going on there and see, if you want me. But it's Michelle at addictionvoicesofhope.com, which is my email. But go over to the website, check out some resources too. So I'm there. You call me anytime. My phone number's on there. Call me. I have an addiction Facebook page, which gives you a lot of information about me, usually.
We have less than a minute. What's in the future for you?
Oh, great things, I hope. I said in an interview about a year ago, I said, I want to be Oprah. And then, I want to be Oprah with this show because it needs to be. And it's going to be in New Jersey. It's in Marion. It's, it's heading out there. So that's what I want.
Well,
and I want to help people. I want to see this go away.
Yeah.
It never will, but that's my dream.
Oh, my. Well, we certainly thank you so much for joining us
Thank
today.
you.
This is Our Community. We've been visiting with Michelle Beyer, Voices of Hope, Addiction Voices of Hope, which you can hear Wednesdays and Thursdays here on the Light 95.9. Tomorrow, changing speed a little bit, we're going to be finding out about things going on at the Palace Theater, visiting with Georgia Paxos. Should be fun. In the meantime, take care. Thanks for joining us. This is Susie Thomas.